What up, my freaks? RuinousInsight here with part 75 of my Total Warhammer 3 Boris Ursus and Urogni's Zinoviev campaign. So as we saw last time, we completed the final battle and defeated Be'lakor at the Forge of Souls, gaining us an absolutely massive buff for our entire faction, including 7 control for all provinces. There's a lot of amazing buffs in here, but the fact that 7 control for all provinces alone is just absolutely incredible. And the hero capacity and the growth and the income from building, you know, it's a really good buff. Very, very nice. But the campaign is not over. As I promised, or as I talked about over the last couple of episodes, after the story campaign has been won, I've now gotten the Confederation mod, or the Easy Confed mod, and went ahead and confederated Kislev between the episodes. I then immediately removed the mod as I didn't want it to break any balance for any of the other factions. Like, I obviously don't want the Imperials, for example, to become one blob or one confederated faction or anything along those lines. I just want essentially the campaign to continue with Kislev having joined us, and honestly, I can fully justify that in the lore. I mean, Boris has literally revived Ursun from the dead. You know that the entire Kislevite faction would join him. On top of that, let's face it, the Ursunite Empire, which is the new name that's going to be our faction, has vastly outgrown the original territory of Kislev. So at this point, Boris Ursus becomes the High Tzar, or at least that's my headcanon, with him being the ruler of the Ursunite Empire, while Tsarina Katerin continues to rule Kislev, which is going to be the capital province of the Ursunite Empire, sort of semi-autonomous, or actually more like fully autonomous zone, but still a part of it, sort of thing. That way she's still the Tsarina, and then Boris is the, as I said, the High Tzar. I think that all makes sense to me. Plus, once again, let's face it, if he revives Ursun, everybody's gonna be clamoring to join his banner. Anyway, I digress. Let's get to the actual gameplay. I did not do any of the admin aspects because, well, there's quite a bit of it, and we actually do have to consider some stuff. Let's begin with Kislev itself. Obviously, it has a bunch of garbage, absolutely garbage buildings that aren't needed here, and on top of that, perhaps unsurprisingly, the AI didn't build 3 out of 4 of its unique buildings, including the frickin' Bokha Palace. Now, I will grant that the AI doesn't actually care about the upkeep for Ice Guard units, but come on. Tsarina Katrin's supposed to be focused on those Ice Guards, and not having that is kind of silly. Though we do have this method of recruiting them, which we will be doing in a turn or so, in massive numbers. Ooh, actually, speaking of, we can immediately switch you to relief columns to get that local recruitment capacity and recruitment cost up. Huh. Wasn't there actually a buff for the recruitment for the... Wait, Empire Relations, Ursunite Customs, Saliak Customs, huh. I thought that there was actually a research thing that would buff that particular ability, the relief columns ability. I don't know if I've done it or I'm just missing it right now. Relief columns commandment, additional -5 to recruitment cost. Actually, it's not that big of a buff anyway. Alright, that's fine. Anyway, here we're going to get rid of the Streltsy building, because there's one at Prague. We are going to get rid of the Royal Chapter House, because there's one at Prague. And we can also build Tsargard out of the Bokha Palace. We don't need the stables, because it's garbage. Because it's just absolutely terrible, and I think... No, that's not it. We gotta get rid of this. There's no need for the Ungol district because we're at tier 5 anyway. Alrighty, that's good. Now, Tsarina Katerin, let's see what we got here in terms of your agents. Luckless, Campaigner, Weapons. Okay, you're terrible. We're gonna delete you. What about you? Fighter, Ice Shard, and Perfect. Wow, you are both just awful. Okay, we're obviously going to delete both of them, and most likely several of the elemental bears. Her army is going to be filled with snow leopards and with tons and tons of Ice Guard. We will also have to get rid of all these agents, but let's close down some of these rifts first. Beledna, you're going where you're supposed to be going. Oh, another agent. What is this? Wait, Evelina Bebchuk, you're the one that, yeah, better bows and better swords. The one that you actually start with if you're... if you're Tsarina Katrin, because, yeah, the likelihood of getting both better bows and better swords for Iceguard on one unit is extremely low, so the devs just gave you this one. I remember that. Alrighty, well, you actually have to join Tsarina Katrin. Kind of interesting that you're not part of her army by yourself. And oh, a little army here. You know what? We could do several things here. First of all, we could move you out, and then we can have you capture Sepuxi rather than having Boris do it. Oh, actually, speaking of Boris, that reminds me. I said last episode that I wanted to actually traverse the rifts rather than staying here, because if we go down here, we could then immediately attack the lizards. Take out the lizards, which would mean not leaving a faction at your back. Ooh, also, if we come down here, we can close this rift rather than having you do that and then save the money on this. You know what? I like that idea. Yeah, ignore you, close this rift, attack the lizards, and then move up here and destroy Goldtooth as well as the remnants of the oracles. Yeah. Also, wait, was this turn or last turn? I don't... Huh. Wait, did you have movement space left and I put you into ammo? Okay, well, whatever. Just destroy this. Either way. To resolve that, we're probably gonna have to delete some more buildings, so be prepared for at least a little bit of admin, but, you know, confederating a faction always leads to some admin. I can't do too much about that. And auto-resolve this, yes. Nice job. And I guess execute captives. Honestly, it doesn't really matter. Ooh, we actually got attack-minded for that. Swell. And then you can just continue moving out here. Wait, can you switch to march stance? Huh. Why does switching to march stance sometimes do nothing? Can somebody explain that to me? Because look, this won't do anything. It won't increase our movement at all. Why? But then why can we switch to it? Never understood that. I remember that happening before, but I've never understood why. Anyway, let's continue. Boris will move you in a second, and nobody else needs to move right now. Ooh, Marat Fedosov. We have a level 22 Boyar, looks like. I do wonder if he has any nice buffs. Ooh, actually, speaking of Boyars, what do you have? You have Disciplined. You're not bad either. You're not bad either. Alrighty, and I guess we could use you to take Novkazi afterwards, because it's probably going to have a garbage garrison. You know, and maybe we'll just build a few, we could build a few Kossars to deal with this. Not that there's any army here we're concerned about. Ooh, also, Plesk, we need to get rid of you, and we need to get rid of you. And then we'll build defenses here. Oh, speaking of defenses, we have this territory as well. Defenses needed here. Fort Jakova, we can... You know what, keep the Gospoda for now and delete this, and you can delete the Kasern. Oh! This guy's coming out of the rift. He can reach Volksgrad in one turn. Oh, damn. And you can reach Igorov in one turn. Okay, well, first of all, let's see. Let's have you attack Ruprecht Gorst. Maybe that'll keep him away from Igorov. I doubt it, but who knows. It's not like you are going to reach Jared before Belena the Defender does. So we can ignore that. This is much more problematic. I guess we'll have to sacrifice one of these locations. I'm gonna have to bet that he'll attack Volksgrad rather than Igorov, mostly because he can actually reach Volksgrad, it seems, whereas he can't reach Igorov. Alright, you know what, we're gonna summon a temporary lord here. I don't really care about holding on to this place so much, but you know, might as well. Don't we have a recruiter unit? Yes, you, Belena Gospodar, I switch. Well, let's put you on the field. Wait, we could also get another one. What do you have? Upkeep for Cav, income from all buildings. Do we want a new unit? Because you will make recruiting cheaper. You know what? No, I think... Wait, if you attack us in one turn... No, you know what? We're not going to use the recruiter lady. Why? Because... Cavalry. This is probably what we're going to use. Here's my reasoning. We want to keep you, and there's a very, very good chance that this place dies. Now, you should be able to get a maxed out... wait, you... Are you kidding me? It gave her the Warhorse after the Warbear and locked her into Warhorse. That is so stupid. How did nobody test this? Why is this thing so bugged? Man. But yeah, most likely this unit is going to die. Ooh, also, while we're at it, since we now have the money and now we have more stuff, Frostmane and Ice Witch Lords. Let's start training some units. We're gonna need more armies. Although, we will go negative shortly. We're gonna have to delete some armies too, so that might put us back to positive. At least I hope so. I'm gonna give you a bunch of magics. Inspiring Presence, Ice Maiden's Kiss, obviously, Frost Shield, Ice Sheet. Let's put 1 point in each of these, but more importantly, get Heart of Winter maxed out. Magical Reserves, yes, so yeah, we do want Arcane Conduit. Let's do this. And then we got 1 point for Guardian Call. Alternatively, we could get the 3rd point into Guardian Call and skip a lot of this. 1, 2, 3, Actually, I'm just thinking what's more worth it. Is Arcane Conduit going to be better for us in this situation than a 3rd tier Guardian Call? This doesn't cause it to degrade any slower, that's the thing, does it? And it just increases its attack ability. And by and large, I think we're going to be using you mostly to defend. You know what? I'm going to just go for the 1 point, I think maybe. I can't believe we can't get Warbear. It's very disappointing, but what can you do? Alrighty, Svetlana Ritsto, try to defend this. I'm not going to give her any items because I'm not confident about this. Oh, we can now see this. You know what, the Bloodletters aren't that much of a problem, but who knows what's here. If it's like a bunch of Skull Crushers or something, then we have no chance. Just in case they attack Igorov, however, you are going to get, let's say, to the cheap Cossars. There you go. Not as cheap as if the Recruiter unit came in, but obviously we want to keep the Recruiter unit alive. Okay, so that's good, or at least I hope it's good, we'll see. This was always going to happen when we confederated. The AI was not in a great position. Now, we still have to move Boris, we still have to build some stuff. First of all, ooh, Ivory Road, you can start collecting income because our public order is going to be super positive for a while. A, because of Banished, but also B, for 9 turns while we have the Realm of Chaos. Agora Madni, this is a waste of money. It's a complete waste of money because it does nothing. There's actually, I really don't see any reason to ever get this. Yes, it does make a better garrison, but 10k at this is really quite a big difference. Although it is a significantly better garrison, to be fair. Doubles up on the Ice Guard and replaces Winged Lancers with Griffin Legion, but it doesn't increase this, and it doesn't really increase the money either by 25 money. You know, I think we'll hold off on this, because we might go very, very negative soon. So let's not do anything risky. Zoishank, you no longer need this as well. And we don't need the Public Order anymore. Our Public Order is good. That's Northern Oblast. World's Edge Mountains. You don't need this church anymore, but you know what? Let's keep it around for now, because we might be getting more Patriarchs soon. And you know what? There's probably other locations where we can freely delete stuff, like you, Gospoda, we don't need you. But I think we'll hold off on doing that for now until later. I don't want to take up too much time with admin, and we already have. In fact, Boris, you could take Novkaz, no, but then you'll be stuck. You know what? Just traverse the rift. Screw it. We'll have somebody else deal with this. It's not relevant, and Yarogni's almost here anyway. He'll take care of all this for us. We really don't need our 2 strongest armies here in one location. Go through the Zinj Rift and wait, you're telling me that we could... Wait, can you... I see Goldtooth is still here. And Kugath is here too. Wait, are you telling me we could go into the Slanesh realm and then grab a gift for potentially massive amount of rewards even after the Be'lakor battle has been finished? I mean, we don't need to do it right now, but has anybody actually ever tried that after the final battle? I'm curious. Well, either way, we gotta traverse the rifts, and then we'll deal with that after. You need to kill lizards, and you need to kill Goldtooth before they start annoying us again, so we're gonna go right here, traverse, and... Wait, what? Did that spawn an army, or was that army already there? I'm a little bit confused, but I think now we have no choice but to fight it, so let's fight it. Yeah, they don't have any kind of chance against us, but still. Okie dokie. Well, I guess, you know what, let's fight this regular style. I think that the enemy, since they have no chance, this shouldn't be too worrisome. Plus, we're under siege in like 3 locations, and I think we can get much better battles out of that than we can out of this. Especially since Boris has defeated like a dozen of these armies already, and none of them ever stood a chance against him, and that includes Bellacor's army. Man, we have so much work to do. Mountains of Morn to take, the Empire to take and rebuild, the North to attack. Ooh. Alrighty. Sylvania. Alright, first of all, you guys, you need to go up here and let's say go after the Nurgle Soul Grinders. I get a few shots on the enemy lord. Stay there for now. Then let's move everybody to defend them like so. Honestly, I don't think the setup's gonna matter all that much. Put you guys here, maybe heal you up a couple times, and then put you guys, let's say, there. You guys can move to, let's say, the side. Let's go group 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4. Perfect. Start deployment. Start battle. You two, go after... Can you hit the soul grind? Ah, they're moving away. Go after the enemy lord. Unless it also moves away. Hey, come back here. Come back here. Damn it. Okay, fine. Switch to those Daemonunters then. No, actually, he might be in range. Are you guys moving? I don't actually want... Yeah, they're not moving much. Got 2 shots on those Marauders of Slaanesh, but honestly, it's kind of a waste. Let's move you out here, and I guess let's watch the artillery play for a little while. See how much damage they can do to the enemy lord before the entire enemy army decides that they want to move. Did both of those miss? No, it looks like one of them hit. He took another 20 or so percent or 25% HP damage. I generally can't tell when things... Okay, those both missed, I think. I do wish that they weren't firing at the same time. No, what can you do? Wow, what the hell was that? Game, come on. I'm honestly kind of tempted to switch one of them to a different target. You know what? You switch to the Daemonunters here, I think. Ah, now you want to move. Actually, wait, Boris, maybe you can just assassinate him while you guys switch to the nearest Nurgle Soul Grinder. There we go. Ooh, that was a nice hit, actually. Actually, one more hit will kill him. Nurgle units are hitting our war sleds. This guy's dissipating. I do wonder if he will die like this. Or whether he will get enough leadership back. You can do some sort of, you know, unkillable thing. Wow, are they all going for our war sleds? I really want our war sleds. Boris, move up front. You can charge the enemy lord if he survives this. Also try to distract some of these soul grinders. You know what? Yeah, let's spawn the bear. I'll try to distract some of these soul grinders. You guys keep attacking this guy. No, you know what? This guy's just firing at us. Let's get him. And the enemy lord is done for. You breathe on the soul grinder. Not that it really matters, but mostly to distract. And I feel like we gotta get at least one breath on. And actually I did some damage to those plague bearers. Alrighty. There we go. Boris, if you could charge that soul grinder, I would be very grateful. And you guys go for the rod flies. I actually think we might have to move out. Okay, you know what? Here's what we'll do. First of all, Saliak's Lullaby. And let's start moving our Zargard. Boris, charge this one instead. How are you guys doing? Going after those rod flies? I'm sure you'll be fine. Alright, bears, get ready to charge. And charge right through, and then you two can as well. Mostly what we gotta do is just distract the enemy soul grinders to prevent them from dishing out the damage to us. How's that Nurgle one? Looking pretty bad. The rot flies are in bad shape. In fact, turn off skirmish mode and move out here. You're probably gonna start attacking our more valuable units, eh? Alrighty, warbearers, time to go. This is looking like a very easy battle, isn't it? And the enemy soul grinders appear to be attacking the wrong units as well. Alright, you two try to distract that soul grinder. Boris is dueling with the soul grinder, which is perfect. In fact, you can use your buffs with the exception of your healing, because you don't need that right now. And that soul grinder is just about out of the picture. You go after this one to distract it. You guys move up and kill this one. And you guys are firing at this one, yes? Alrighty, looks like our elemental bear is done for, but that's not gonna matter. Fire on this. And you guys can now switch targets to, let's say, this one. As the Warbearer Riders should be able to take care of the rest. Beautiful. Boris, I think you're done with the one that you were working on. You might need a heal, so let's have you debuff the enemies here, and let's get that Saliak's Lullaby up and running. Boris, distract a different Soul Grinder. Alrighty. We might need to reinforce this location a little bit, maybe not with all of our Warbears, but with enough. And you want to debuff enemies further, yes, yes, and then you move up here. I think the battle's almost over. I'm actually kind of shocked that they haven't started dissipating yet. There we go, a few more shots and then this will be over. You guys all attack this. We don't even have to control the rest, although you can heal yourself up a little bit. Might have room for one Saliak's Lullaby afterwards as well. Alrighty, and there we go. It looks like the entire enemy army is now dissipating, or in the process of being banished. Bellicor should know a thing or two about that. Honestly, this was probably auto-resolvable. We probably took like 10 losses or something along those lines. Alrighty, there we go. Everybody move into the center. Ignore that one unit of Marauders and just get one Saliak's Lullaby before the battle. And hopefully we'll get a proper siege. Maybe Jared will attack. Maybe somebody will attack us at the Frozen Landing. Plenty of places where there's potential. Huh. Do we let these guys kill this unit? I do wonder. Because this army won't survive if this unit dies, right? So we might as well. I'd rather not waste time following it. I don't actually know whether the army survives or whether it fully dies after it is defeated. I never remember. No, wait, actually they do survive because Alexandra Costina defeated one of these armies and it did survive afterwards. So I've answered my own question. If you guys could charge this, one more dead should do it. Come on, the trees are blocking all the shots. There we go, down to 2. Perfect. Well done, everybody. Easy enough, 6 losses. Yeah, really unconcerning. Hopefully there will be a full stack at the lizard location so that we can have a nice battle against lizards. I would love to see Bear Cav versus lizards. And come on, dinos versus bear riders? These are the things I live for. Alrighty, let's take the money. There's no need to heal here. We're in our own territory and it's unconcerning. I do, however, want you to close this rift, which is kind of partly why we were here in the first place. Close. And, okay, this one I'm gonna auto-resolve. This one's just pathetic. Though ironically, we got a lot more damage on this one than we did, especially on the war sleds, but oh well. Take more money. Alrighty, Priest of Tal, devotion gained from fighting chaos. Devotion is now relatively useless. We're just gonna keep permanently using dodge for the money to get more armies on the field. You can no longer move. It's gonna take 2 turns to get to that Mysterious Island, I think. Unless I'm mistaken. No, wait, Mysterious Island has no battle, meaning we could go and grab it in March Stance. Yes, although... Wait, this is a shared sea. I wonder how much we'll heal up in the shared sea. See, we could go 1, 2, 3. I wonder if it'll be worth it to grab all of these. We can go like this, and then land here, grab this, and then land here, and then up here. Probably like a 10 or so turns to deal with this. But then on the bright side, there won't be a faction at our back, which I really dislike. I don't trust the AI not to randomly declare war. It has a habit, let's face it. Alrighty, and I believe with that, we're good to end the turn, and then hopefully get a nice siege going. Frozen Landing, just gonna ignore you for now. Outpost of it. Oh, I never thought of that. Since we confederated Kislev, all the outposts that it had built are done, which means free outposts on potentially several factions. Let's find out. Construct outpost. Auckland, construct outpost. Beautiful. So, this is already worth it. Nothing for Stirland. Ostermark, construct outpost.
The Empire.
Ostland, construct outpost.
What?
Vissenland, we had one. Okay, well that... Honestly, that was a very nice buff as well for the Confederation. Beautiful. because it'll mean potential for more artillery pieces that we can get from various other allies. It'll mean potentially dwarfen artillery pieces after 9 or so turns. That I'm excited for, presuming that these guys actually have the buildings required for them. Well, Bugman's Rangers. Please don't tell me that you don't have a that you don't have the capability of building artillery. Hopefully they do somewhere. I'd be really sad if they didn't. Might be fun to use some Rangers nonetheless, though. What's Zufbar got in it? We could probably get Giant Slayers, if nothing else. Well, let's hope that they build something a little bit more advanced. Oh man, if we could get 4 units of Iron Breakers in an army, that would be absolutely glorious. Anyway, I believe with that, we're ready to end the turn. Let's see if this attack happens. Let's see if Jared finally decides to attack before Boledna gets to him and destroys his army. We also got this happening, and we got this happening. So plenty of opportunity for the AI. Let's see if it tries to capitalize on any of it. Probably should have stayed zoomed in, but whatever. Alrighty, Abominations. No, it looks like not. Oh, no, I spoke too soon. Mazarandron, Lord of level 50. Huh. This is a random, like, rogue army. Well, not rogue army, it's an incursion army. Aren't these guys supposed to spawn at level 1? Not level 50? The level 50 has me very concerned. Well, on the bright side, though, you attacked here instead of at Igorov, which means that we're actually going to be able to get some use out of the Ice Switch. A valiant defeat, eh? You know, I think we have a good chance here. The enemy Lord is concerning, and we're... wow. Considering this is a Herald and not an Exalted Bloodthirster, those are some damn nice stats. But yeah, while this guy is concerning... and I don't know how we're going to kill him because we lack armor piercing. Well, we do have our unit of Ice Guard with glaives who might be able to surround him. More importantly, they don't have any cav to break through our lines, so if we get some really nice choke points, we might be able to pull this off, especially as we do have a caster. Alrighty, well, let's give it a try. It was a waste building those Cossars, but oh well, what can you do? We're gonna fight this cinematically, and whether we win or we lose, it'll be an epic last stand for somebody. Well, let's find out who. Alrighty, here we go. I'm pretty excited for this one. Let's see if we can pull it off. Now, in terms of the map, I think this is a pretty okay one. We've defended this one successfully before, and it doesn't have a crazy amount of choke points for the main location. The unfortunate thing is it does only have 2 towers at said main location. One of them is kind of in a bad position, minus its ability to shoot down this little pathway. Otherwise, unfortunately, the AI did separate its army into 4 units, and obviously we can't defend against them all, which is another reason why I've put all of our units in the center, and we're going to hope to guard those choke points. Once again, fortunately, they don't really have a way to gain through, to move through massive amounts of our troops, because they lack those gore beasts and all that sort of stuff. We have planned it in such a way that most of our units are actually concentrated here. In fact, almost our entire army is concentrated here. I'm hoping that we can delete essentially 1/4, so 1/4 of their army, and then proceed to dealing with the other ones wherever they go afterwards, which is why this concentration. Hoping that since these guys are all starting on the other sides of the map, that they're far enough away that it'll give us time to kill these guys and then rearrange our units. We'll see if that actually works out. Alrighty, 2 units of Zargard is a pretty strong set of units to guard a choke point, though, so I think this should, in theory, work quite well. It really depends on the speed of the other units. What's the speed of Bloodletters? Is standard? 38, they're actually a little bit faster than standard. So, yeah. Okay. Okay, well, we'll see. They're almost in range of our ranged units as well, and we're almost at 1400, so our first tower should be coming up shortly. Ooh. I do love seeing the Coronate units advance under those red skies. Those should also be starting to get our first arrows arcing over, and there we go. Gotta love the fact that the enemy army is primarily made up of bloodletters, though, because they're vulnerable to all this ranged fire. And immediately I decided to summon the Elemental Bear. I saw that the enemy units were moving in fairly fast, and we needed to deal with this as soon as possible. Plus, this is a pretty good location in the sense that the enemies are moving in a blob. So we're going to cast our magic, i.e. our Frost Maiden's Kiss, and we're also going to get the Bear's Breath going, and hopefully that'll allow us to destroy this pile of units. In fact, the Frost Maiden's Kiss is gonna do, let's see, 25-ish, maybe even 30% damage to 3 of those units of Bloodletters, and then let's see what the Bear can do. Come on, hopefully they can't get close enough to breathe. Okay, good, we've deleted one of the enemy units, and right in this. Alright, that looked like a pretty good shot, and it looked like it hit several of the enemy units. In fact, that dropped them about at least another 30%, but was also able to clip those Chaos Warriors of Khorne and half their HP. Very, very much worth it, and the rest of the enemy units have not arrived yet. In fact, that got, let's see, 136 kills and 10k damage out of one breath. Very nice. And yeah, this is why you gotta love that upgraded dodge unit. I mean, 10,000 damage is probably more damage than most of our units will deal by the end of the battle, and it was able to get that in one single attack. Alrighty, and it looks like the Bloodletters are all melting. They're probably not even going to be able to get to us, which means our Zargard won't really have much to do. The same probably, or maybe, cannot be said of those Chaos Warriors. I decided to move away our Elemental Bear so we didn't block those range shots, but now against those Chaos Warriors, maybe we charge in. Obviously, they have the armor and the shields to take damage. In the meantime, more enemies are moving in, and it looks like the enemy has charged in with some Chaos Warhounds, which we have countercharged with our units of Winged Lancers, which I kept near the center for exactly this purpose, or for hitting the enemies in the flanks or the back if the situation should arise. In addition to that, these guys are moving in with the enemy Lord at his level 50 and his massive stats, nearly 1,000 weapon strength on a with that Locus of Fury buff, so pretty damn decent. Or fair, or other buffs as well, hoping we can lead him away with these Kossovite dervishes, which, you know, over the various battles that we had throughout this campaign have, to be fair, come in fairly handy at leading enemies away. Though once again, I do still think that garrisons should be replaced with horse archers, and that way you might actually use said horse archers. Alrighty, well, the Winged Lancers, minus the ones that are weirdly turned around like this, have done a pretty good job killing those Chaos Warhounds. They're a very fragile unit after all, and while the Winged Lancers are taking a little bit of damage, they've not lost any models, so I'm pretty happy with that. We are, however, going to have to back them off as the enemy Bloodletters come in, because, well, as we can see, they can pull those units down. I'm gonna put an Ice Sheet down as well as another Frost Maiden's Kiss to damage and knock back all of those Bloodletters, while our range units switch targets to them, and hopefully we can hold the line with our armored Kossars as well. There we go, pistol shots and regular Kossar arrows plus Ice Guard arrows. Plus we got our Lord out here as well. I've also told the range units all to focus the rear unit and ignore the frontmost unit, although that's kind of not really working, but yeah, it looks like these units are going to melt fairly quick. There we go. The first one is done for, and the second one is already in the throes of banishment. So that looks like about, let's see, this quarter of the enemy was done for, and I think this was about half of the units that came in, because we can clearly see these guys here and the Chaos Warhounds that were out there as well. So maybe... probably not a third of the enemy army dead, but maybe close to a third of the enemy army. I want to point out that the balance of power is definitely still shifted in their favor, however, and they still have that level 50 Lord, though we are still leading, or managing to lead him away with that Kossovite Dervish stag, just as we did with those Bloodletters several battles ago. Anyway, our tower has come up, and the enemy is going to charge into our armored Kossar unit, which is a single unit that I've kept back at this choke point. Now that the rest of the enemies that were on the southern side are dead, we're going to move everybody in to defend this location. Hopefully the armored Kossars can hold long enough. I think in a one-on-one, armored Kossars would lose to a unit of Bloodletters. Don't quote me on that, because I haven't actually tested it, but I just feel like it would happen. They would definitely lose against an exalted unit of Bloodletters. I'm not sure about a regular one, but I still feel strongly that they would, because they're a surprisingly fragile unit. Also, it looks like our Tzar Guard are almost here. We're going to position them up, and then we're going to retreat the Armored Cossars behind them so that they continue using their ranged shots against them while the Tzar Guard do their thing and hold the line. Pretty happy with what's been happening thus far, as we still have arrows and nobody's really taken any damage yet. At least nothing major. And the enemy lord is still not able to support its army. And there we go, we're getting good use out of our tower as well. And looks like another unit of Bloodletters about to dissipate, though there are plenty more where that came from. It's a full 20 stack after all. And there we go, perfect. Now the Armored Cossars retreat, and it's the Tzar Guard fighting those Bloodletters. Now in a one-on-one, I do expect the Tzar Guard would be superior to a Bloodletter unit, although that should be even more so as we now have our Lord here, range support coming in, and the tower adding some support fire as well. Actually turning out to be a shockingly fun battle. And there we go, if you guys notice, there's been a slight change in the position. Rather than just directly blocking the enemy, I've moved our Tzar Guard sort of to the edges to open up a middle location where both of our units of Armored Cossars can fire down the center line, similar to what we do with Streltsy in the standard sort of checkers strategy, minus the fact that I don't want the enemy to have too much leeway to get in here. Plus, we also have all of our range units firing down this, so I think this should work out fairly well. Nice little kill zone or kill box or whatever you want to call it. And there we go. And it looks like the enemy can't quite break through. Gonna get another Frost Maiden's Kiss going down in there. It doesn't do too much damage, but it certainly does enough to annoy the enemy and keep them taking damage, not just from the, well, regular physical damage. In addition to that, we also summoned our, keep wanting to call them Saber-Tusk, Snow Leopard in the middle of the enemy, mostly just to distract them and keeping them from going down the center, although they're probably having a pretty bad time even attempting to do so. There we go, our Lord is also charging in, getting a little bit of that extra damage and not taking any damage thus far, perhaps surprisingly. Although, to be fair, the enemy haven't been doing a good job at surrounding them. And there we go, all of the Bloodletters have dissipated, and those Chaos Warriors of Khorne unable to break through. Gonna get a few more hits to their backs, but also switch all of our range units to target the incoming unit of Bloodletters, and hopefully we can dish out enough damage to them to start them banished before they get to our melee line. This is really fun. I love the sort of like endless defense sort of thing that we've got going on here. Alrighty, well done everybody, and let's see what the enemy has left. Still the enemy lord running after those poor Kossovite dervishes. They've been caught a couple of times and are at half HP, but that's looking pretty good. The Chaos Warhounds of Khorne are going to come back, or just Chaos Warhounds, regular Chaos Warhounds. They are in a Khornate army, but they are not of Khorne. Yeah, they are no kind of threat at all. There are, however, Chaos Warriors here, a unit of Bloodletters, and then 2 more units of Bloodletters left. But the balance of power is now shifted in our direction, and our losses have been pretty darn minimal. About 100 units lost for the enemies. 1,400. Exactly 1,400, in fact. Very nice. We're also going to build up a magic tower, and I know that I don't usually build these, but the reason I decided to build one here is that it can actually, in theory, arc over and fire here if we needed to do so. Because I think if this was a piercing tower, it, well, actually, I know that it wouldn't be able to shoot anything out there. Alrighty, now let's see what all these Bloodletters back here are gonna do. Oh, looks like the Warhounds, rather, are gonna charge back in, but, yeah, that's not going to achieve anything, really. Though we are basically out of ammo at this point on pretty much all of our units. So they'd have to charge in at the melee units. And wow, what the heck are they doing? Why are they moving super slowly like this? They're just like walking. Okay, well, you're gonna die. It seems like a very bad idea. Okay, they're just gonna book it out of there. I don't know what the point of that was. Alrighty, so let's see what's going on here. Now, first of all, we try to annoy the enemy Bloodletters with our Winged Lancers, just get close enough to them to get them to charge us, while our Ice Guard with Glaives, the only unit that has a decent amount of ammo remaining, is going to keep hitting them on the sides, and is already doing some damage and also reducing their speed via that Frostbite addition, hopefully allowing the Magic Tower to actually hit them with its terrible accuracy. Over on this side, we've moved a unit of Armored Cossars as well as our other unit that has ammo and our Lord in here together to hopefully deal with that Bloodletters of Khorne, and I think this shouldn't be too difficult. Ooh, very nice. Actually, a shot from that tower while these guys turned to attack our Ice Guard with Glaives. And now that they've turned away, we can move in our Winged Lancers. Actually, it doesn't even, we don't even need to commit our Winged Lancers because it looks like the tower and the Ice Guard have managed to take those guys out. Over here, the other unit of Bloodletters is at half HP before it gets to us, and that's by combination of the small amount of arrows that the Cossars fired, but a Frost Maiden's Kiss through their formation as well. And I also, while that is happening, see some units that are charging in, some Chaos Warriors of Khorne. Alrighty, who do we watch die? I think we watched a lot of Bloodletters die, so let's watch these Chaos Warriors of Khorne, because they should actually be able to close the distance, because now there isn't really any ranged units for them to deal with, just the tower. Although that should still be able to knock out a decent and no, it looks like no dice for the Chaos Warriors of Khorne as the enemy army breaks into a chain rout. The enemy Lord, unable to commit itself to battle, and just spent the entire battle running around chasing those Kasavite dervishes. Beautiful. What a fun fight. I was really expecting to do much worse, but yeah, this is a pretty good indicator of how weak Bloodletters are compared to just piles of Chaos Warriors of Khorne. If it was nothing but Chaos Warriors of Khorne, I think we would have done considerably worse. Might even have gotten overwhelmed, though if everything else went exactly the same, who knows? The Zargard definitely would have felt to the kiss of those axes. Alrighty, looks like the enemy's gonna take a while. Looks like Banishment is doing about 20 damage per hit, or per second. And considering he has 4.6k HP, it's gonna take a while for him to fully dissipate. Nice charge into those Zargard, and I also put in some Cossars in there as well, the unarmored Cossars, simply to act as an additional meat shield and protect a few of those Zargard a little bit longer. Also going to put in those Winged Lancers to dish out a little bit of extra damage, and we can maybe even move in our Ice Guard with Glaives. Also put in a Death Frost on the enemy Lord to further increase the damage dealt, though it, once again, I do feel like the spell isn't all that worth it, but at the very least, it'll make it dissipate a little bit faster. All right, still, well done, everybody. I'm actually wondering if the enemy Lord is actually going to do more damage than the rest of his army. I mean, he is level 50, and his army was made out of basic Bloodletters. Also, if Bloodletters are the souls of followers of Khorne, reborn essentially as Bloodletters, why are they weaker than Chaos Warriors of Khorne? Seems a little strange. Although the Exalted Bloodletters not so much, but anyway. You are now just about dead. The Death Frost and the Banishment and completely being surrounded has taken its toll, and the Herald is done for. Almost on cue. Close enough. Close enough. Down goes the Juggernaut, and there we are. There we are. There's a few units to chase down. Our Kasavite Dervishes are busily doing that, but we can just speed it up, and I would play some Yakety Sax if I could. Damn royalties. Alrighty, Chaos Warriors. Yeah, keep running, keep running. Oh. Huh. The water looked like blood from a distance. Ah, yeah, see? Oh, it's probably just reflecting the sky. It's probably regular water, but reflecting the red sky. Because this isn't blood. And from this... Huh. Hard to tell. No, it looks normal here. It's just a reflection. Interesting, though. I do like that. With the corruption, all the water, if all the water would change to blood, that would be nice as well. Anyway, there we go, a heroic victory. Not quite expected when I started the battle, but it did go very, very well. And I'm actually interested to see how many losses we ended up suffering. Honestly, that went shockingly well. Shockingly well. I mean, granted, the Skullbringer. The bloodletters are weak. Why is this one named Skullbringer? It's not the Lord. Huh. It's kind of odd. But anyway. Yeah, unique bloodletters there. Yeah, obviously the bloodletters are weak and vulnerable to range fire, but damn did that go well. We actually, it looks like we didn't really need our caster, or at the very least I think that we could have done without, though she did do quite a lot of damage. It was still less than the Ice Guard unit, and it was almost on par with some of the regular Kossar units. But yeah, we barely took any losses. Still, it was a really fun battle. I really like that kill zone we had going on. The elemental bear that we summoned also did a very, very nice work in enabling us to quickly destroy one of the enemy sides. And then the unit of dervishes that kept Mazarandron, a lord of secretly being Slaneshi, is... away from the battle for basically the entire fight, was also quite good. We might as well take more money while we're at it. I mean, why not? Money is money. And there we go, beautiful job. Frozen Landing besieged... Oh, really? Oh, I thought this was already under siege, but why would you do this? Urogni's here, or nearly here. He's going to destroy you, and there's nothing you can do about it. Let's see. Also, Ungrim, you're chasing that undead army. Yeah, that's fine by me. Marat Fedosov is ready to go, and ooh, our Zargar just got powered up. Very, very nice. State Scholarship, Ice Core training cost minus 50. That's perfect. That is absolutely perfect, considering we were just about to increase this quite considerably. Let's go for... Wait, Ice or Tempest? It ultimately doesn't matter, but let's see. If the next army we want to build is a Cav Army, Tempest does have the ability to buff up charge, but honestly, I don't really think it matters all that much. Oh, and you might not be in a Cav Army, you might be in the Serena's army. Oh, actually, Tempest would probably be good because we need the ability to get the... Yeah, you know what? Let's go for Tempest. And then let's get a few more for you guys. Ice. There we go. Alright, lovely. So what I was thinking was Gust of True Flight would be needed. You are not a Tempest user, are you? Oh, you are a Tempest user. Oh, that's probably why. I see. I see. And you have Gust of True Flight, or wait. The AI didn't build Gust of True Flight. Okay, but we will. We will, even if the AI didn't. You're gonna move down here. Zarina Katerin. We move you into Kislev. Oh, look, it's Manny. It's going to be an issue. You're going to move out here, Pator, and you're going to close that rift. Katerin, you are going to start recruiting some Tier 8 Ice Guard. Very nice. Let's say 4 glaives, 3 non-glaives. The glaives are actually a little bit more expensive. Maybe we'll get more glaives. I don't know, I'll think about it. We'll definitely want some snow leopards. I don't think we want to do global recruitment of snow leopards, do we? I mean, I would just to speed it up, but the thing is, these guys come in at rank 2, and these guys come in at rank 6. Pretty damn big difference, considering they're almost already able to get the tier 7 buffs, so perhaps not at the time. We'll keep these guys in here until we get replacements, though, and just in case we get attacked by something, who knows, the AI might do so. Now, Bokha Palace, AI really should have built you. Temple of Ursun, absolutely. Upkeep for Warbear Riders, yes, and definitely the... furs will help us as well. We probably want the Watch Patrol. Do we want to build the Imperial Embassy right now? Let's see. Oh, we probably want the... Yeah, this is faction-wide money buff, 6% for all farms. Fine, let's build the fur thing, and then we'll have to choose Imperial Embassy, and the 10% to Legion points is great. You know what, let's build the Watch Patrol first, then I'll think about it. If later on we delete the Convent of Ice, because the Bokha Palace will sort of replace it, or we could later on delete the Smithery, although this does bring us extra money here. I don't know, we'll delete something and then replace it with the Imperial Embassy. Alright, so that's good. Next up, we have a very simple pick here. Now that we have access to Kislev technologies, we want Imperial Efficiency for that income from all buildings, and then Kislevian Ducat for the extra 100% trade goods. Although, to be fair, we now have less trading partners, don't we? We don't actually get a lot of money from trade, only 6.2k. Once again, I was hoping to be able to trade with Cathay, but I fear they might be dead. We haven't seen them for a long time. And if they're dead, they're dead. There ain't anything we can do about that. Also, Boris. Wait, is this Sea and Storm? Severe Gale? Oh, man, I wanted to heal up. You know what, I think we're gonna have to spend at least one turn in Shattered Stone Bay just to heal as much as we can. At least we're at 100 winds of magic, so we don't have to stay outside it. Yeah, that'll put us nearly to full, and hopefully the storm will end by next turn, and then we'll move out. Hopefully this isn't a sea that's, like, permanently in storm. I guess we'll find out. Alrighty, Alexandra Christina, move in march stance. You're gonna go for Alas over here. Alas. Oh, I get it. I bet Bellicor named that army after what happened. Then Urogny. You are going to move up to the Frozen Landing. You can't get there in one turn anyway. So let's go, let's say, here. They won't know you're here, hopefully. And then you can attack them next turn. Doko, move in as well. Are you able to do anything to enemy armies? You can hinder the replenishment, which does nothing for us. Alright, Urogny, ambush stance. Not that you really need to, it's just, I don't want these guys to run, I want to actually destroy them. Alright, that's a nice setup. Fyodor Biedny, you're gonna close this rift. Close. Yes. Then, we are going to take you, Vladimir Talov, to colonize Sepuxi. And we'll build it up as well. Ooh, and we gotta get defenses up and running here and here. Did I do that for this location as well? Yes. Defenses and absolutely defenses. We'll figure out what else to do with these guys afterwards. Now, you... If we move you into encamp stance, and I know this is gonna cost us some turns, but if we don't have to get Urogny out here, that would actually be swell. So what I want you to do is start moving towards Nefkazi while building basic cheap troops. We'll just get a massive stack of... actually, it's not that much more expensive to get Kossars. You know what? Do this. 19 units. And then Beledna, you could steal... oh, no, wait. I was gonna say you could assault the garrison, but you can't do that, can you? Neither of you can. Also, Fyodor... move out here to start closing those. Evelina Bebchuk, you know where you're going. You're going to your Lady Katerina. Beledna, start moving down here. Oh, you know what I should have done? I should have had you kill this guy. Hey, my bad. You know what? Maybe you close this rift while you're at it. This guy can't attack Volgograd anyway, clearly. If he couldn't do it with a full stack, although he might get a better stack, which is, I guess, something of a concern. Beledna the Defender. You move up here. Go into ambush, and then hopefully we go after Jared next turn. No guarantee that he won't siege us, but, you know, here's hoping. Alright, ambush stance, please. Zoishank, we deleted something. Let's replace it with a farm for extra cash. Alrighty, and I think we're pretty much good. Unfortunately, I do believe we're out of time, quite considerably so. I was hoping to get the Urogny's battle this episode, because well, it's been too long since we've seen a nice Urogny fight, but I guess we'll have to save that to next episode. At the very least, we had a very nice little defense that was somewhat unexpected. Somewhat because, well, I mean, once again, Confederation means, generally speaking, you'll probably have to defend some stuff, but unexpected in the sense of it being fun, and thus quite deleting the enemy army without too much trouble. And I believe that's it for at least most of the... oh, you know what, let's upgrade you. Just for the increased Patriarch capacity. This will allow us to remove another church. I might also remove this Orthodoxy Cathedral from here as well. Later on, because this would allow us to build a... wait, we don't need this. We could build one of these here, a toolmaker, which would A, mean more money. But honestly, Prague doesn't generate near as much money as Kislev does. So maybe it's not as necessary either. Honestly, we don't technically need the goldsmith's halls all that much either. We'll figure it out. Anyway, as I said, I'm going to call this episode here. Next time, we will probably fight Jared with Beledna. We will probably fight with Yarogni against Spurt Mildew. And maybe we can get to Alas or Alas as well. But with Alexandra Castina, it depends. But I do know that there are more battles in our future. In fact, plenty more, as we have this area to conquer. We have Yarogni to take the fight to the demons, as he's going to go up north. We have Tsarina Katrin, who's going to try to reclaim this location, or reclaim the northern portions of Kislev, most likely after destroying the vampires so that they're not constantly at our back. And then we have Beledna the Defender, who will probably continue defending for a while before being relieved by another army and then pushing towards the ogres, because they're just going to be a thorn in our side until we destroy them. The beginnings of a new campaign, in a way, for the Ursunite Empire. So yeah, pretty fun. Excited to continue here. Stay tuned for more bears. Don't forget to leave a like and comment. All glory to the algorithm. And thanks for watching.